Hey, thanks for joining me. Tonight I thought, well, might be cool to look at like a favorite knife type thing. You know, people ask in the knife community and when you go places like, what's your favorite knife? So, um, God, it's just the hardest thing to answer and depends on where you're at in your knife, I guess, collecting or using life, or it's a learning curve. So, you know, what's your favorite knife? Be the nicest question somebody could ever ask you when you're a knife person. You know, they want to know, and then at the same time, just gonna just completely stump your brain, and hopefully they'll have a minute to listen, or unless you could just tell them, hey, this is it, and done deal. But hopefully you have a minute to listen. It could be a long one. I brought out, well, just to tell you what my favorite knife is. I brought a couple things out here. Just I don't know, just to maybe describe what my favorite knife is, and once we've figured out, maybe show a couple of them why it is my favorite knife. I'll probably ramble. It won't be thorough. There will be nothing concrete about this, and it could change. Probably, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see where we get. What's my favorite knife? Well, let's find out. Because sometimes I can't tell someone, and then you want to tell them all the ones you left out. Once upon a time, and I still highly like this knife. It's one of my favorite knives. So you want to show everybody the second favorite, or the third, or well, the 10th favorite. So if you have time, might get some laughs in. My favorite knife. Yeah, this was it. That was my first Spyderco since I was an adult. Since when I was a kid, I found one, and then I lost it. So, but I always remembered that knife, and when I got my own money, my own brain together, got my Spyderco here, and it's just been a great companion. And this was my favorite knife, and it kind of still is. It started maybe the addiction, or the whatever you might want to call that some of us have. The knife, I guess wisdom, not an addiction. It's a knife wisdom. This started my real knife wisdom, and there it is, Spyderco Delica 4. But after that, I wanted to try some other things, the military and the PM2 and all that, and I did. And I don't know, how do you judge? Somebody says, what's your favorite knife? Well, I mean, this started my addiction, so could be the Spyderco Delica 4, but I don't know. This is maybe my most used knife. Like, is this my favorite knife because it's my most used knife? And you could argue that point that, I use this one, but I use this one more, and I use this one probably more than any other. So, is this my favorite knife? And I mean, yeah, it was, and it has been, and it might be if it's my only knife in my pocket. And if I'm using it, it's definitely one of my favorites. Still one of my favorites, just fun to use, and, well, obviously I use it. So is that the way to judge it? Is this my favorite knife? It's cool. Huh. Fail it 3 times on the Spidey flick, that's fine. It's probably dirty. My most used knife, I just said that probably 3 or 4 times. Well, that could be a way to judge it, and I don't know, this could be also, this is a toss-up now. Well, I carry this and use this combo edge all the time, so the combo edge is really great. And it's left pocket tip down. Yep. Spidey guys. And works great as this left pocket tip down. Like it. God, I don't know. I probably I don't know how many hours. There's no clock. Of course, it looks brand new with the FRN, but yeah, so many hours of using it and carrying it. I don't know how many days I carried that. Probably a year. Probably 300 days. So those could be the favorites, or I don't know. I mean, this one, I spent the most, probably, well, your favorite knife could be the one you spent the longest looking for. Like, the amount of hours you spend looking for a knife could come into play. Maybe there should be a chart, you know, how many hours, how much money, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. You know, I think I spent possibly 4 years looking for this knife, and, well, I don't know, maybe I wasn't looking very well. But yeah, you can look pretty well probably, and unless you really luck out. It's hard to find these all black ATRs, the plain edge ones, and no collector number on the blade. So man, I love that knife. It's one of my favorite knives. See, so somebody asks you, what's your favorite knife? And then like all of a sudden, I probably wouldn't tell them the ones I use the most. I'd probably tell them this one, because I spent 4 years looking for it, and man, I love that knife. But I don't know. And I mean, of course, somebody asks you, what's your favorite knife? You're not going to tell them, you know, some fixed blade. I don't try, just not cool. In the knife world, I mean, well, might be. Maybe in different groups that I'm in, or just seems like the folder blades went out. But man, I love the Mule Team. Really, probably like it too much. I don't know, I used to have well, let's just be honest. I think I had every Mule Team that came out, and I probably let 5 of them go now just to try to, I don't know, get some grip over my brain. And well, now I wish I had the 5 I got rid of. So I don't know if I really got a grip over my brain or not, but I don't know, I love this knife too. It's just a VG10 Endura, but for whatever reason, that foliage color, the G10, just the way it feels in hand. But I don't know if I love it more. There's other ones. It could be a long one, you know, and I mean, like, some of these knives I can't see myself ever parting with. Like, I mean, this knife really isn't that rare, I don't think. It's not that common. But it's not that rare. And I mean, I just can't see myself ever parting with it. So this is like, could be one of my favorite knives. Definitely not a speed knife, not a Spyderco speed knife. But yeah, this Iwata, I don't know. I'll probably keep it forever. It's just like such a cool design to me. The coffin handle and swedge. Be careful with that tip, but yeah, that's what it is. So I don't know. You know, somebody says, what's your favorite knife? And you say, well, you have like a couple hours, or, well, let me show you real quick. Just hold on. I'm going to show you my favorite knife. Just hold on real quick, because I like this titanium ATR. I got it from a good friend, and it's made in America, well, Golden, Colorado, USA. Designed by Sal, and it's just that old school ATR. The only ATR made in the USA, and I freaking love this thing. When I like to look at it, I like to, well, I don't show it to that many people, but I do like to show it to people if they want to see it. Because I like that clip, how flat it is. A lot of clips aren't flat these days. So Just so much different and so classic Spyderco to me. Of course, like I said, designed by Sal, so it's just Spyderco right there in a nutshell to me. The compression lock and all, but yeah, I'll never sell this knife, so I don't know. And then I say, okay, just choose one. Just choose one. Well, I don't know. Those Mannix. It's a great user knife, and I like this one better than that one I use all the time. I like this one a lot. I like that Mannix. Really like the Mannix so much. I don't know. One of my favorite models. You know, and I can tell you for certain, used to be the military, used to be my favorite knife. And it was, I mean, wasn't too long after this one. Well, I have this one in my pocket. Okay, well, all right, it's a Mannix. But yeah, I got this one quite a long time ago. It looks brand new. It's FRCP. Just keep it clean. And Mannix was my favorite knife after the Delica, and then, well, you want to hear the whole history of what my favorite knife was, well, you're gonna have to hear it. You can turn the volume down. But yeah, it was the military, definitely, because I had I had a lot of militaries, let's just say that. I tried to collect them all, and then, well, I sold most of them for a good reason, but it happens with knife collecting in lives in the world. Hopefully, parting with the militaries help in the long run. So yeah, the military, God. So people say, what's your favorite knife? And I always think, well, it's the military or the Mannix. It's the military, the Mannix. And it could be the Mannix. I mean, I've shown you 4 already. It's probably a better user than the military, maybe. It's hard to say. But I don't know. And I've shown you all Spydercos so far. It's just Spyderco. Spyderco, but then Spyderco just comes out with these new things to me. And once again, my channel, and, well, I asked myself the question today, but it was asked to me what was my favorite knife, and so we're going over, you love it or you hate it, there's that Shaman, and man, I love the Shaman. It's just so ergonomic to me, and big. And if you watch the channel, I like big knives, smooth knives, Spyderco. That's where it's at right there. God, that could be my new favorite. I don't know. My new favorite knife, but Spyderco just keeps coming out with cool designs, and that Native Chief, man, that got me big time. It's just awesome to me. I don't know if I like it more than those others. Maybe. And then, God, it could be a long one. You know, I really, after Spyderco, started finding some Reate knives. Like, I don't know, this is my favorite knife for a while, possibly. Heavily used Torrent. And we all have brands and, you know, deployment methods we like and so forth. So I'm not saying the best, you know, is it the best style of knife or the best brand, or I don't know. It is to me. You know, Spyderco and Reate are my, basically, my favorite brands, or the models made. Yeah, the models that I like are made by these people, so. Oh, I like that Torrent. Just so solid. Just incredible. And I like titanium flippers, so it could be a good or bad thing. And yeah, so I'll get some of these out of the way. I told you, just let me show you real quick. I brought out a couple, just a couple to show you real quick. And I'm trying to figure out what the favorite knife could be. But I don't know. I'll never, some of these I'll just never sell. Depends on the knife. Could be the person you even got it from. Yeah. I'm gonna put out some reinforcements just in case that wasn't enough. You know, brought out a few more to look at here. Those Reate knives just got me, and when I got this one, let's see, that's what I'm trying to go for. Trying to go for here, like, you know, some people don't like this, but when I saw this, I had to have it. I went all the way to Blade Show, and I bought it right from David, and man, I love that knife. So normally, if you see what's your favorite knife, I'll have to show you this one. Some people don't like that version, or that color, or whatever. I love it, but I said that twice. So, you know, I could then I'd show you this one and say, well, you know, this one, oh, that's dirty. See how clean I keep my knives? I definitely use them all. They're all my knives, and I would show you this one and say, well, yeah. Well, I ended up liking that K2 even probably more than the Torrent. So now I couldn't say the Torrent was my favorite knife anymore, because that K2 right there, well, this is my beater, obviously. Yeah, I like to carry this one. This could have been my favorite knife. Plus David, like I said, sometimes it's the person you got it from. I mean, I don't know why, like no one knows but me, but David handed me this in person in Atlanta. So it was pretty cool. I mean, he didn't sign it or anything, but I know that. And, you know, that means a lot in the knife world. I mean, for whatever reason, whatever the reason is, the knives mean so much to you. It's so hard to say what your favorite knife is, just glancing in there, see if there's anything else really worth talking about. And just not trying to get sidetracked, but the Reate knives, you know, got me with these Liang Ma knives. I mean, I like Liang Ma designs, and some of his knives just really caught my eye. And some of the older designs were nice, but I wouldn't say they're my favorites until possibly that Warrior 2 V2. I like that Tonto right there. But once, I don't know. I don't know. It's a little smaller. More of a hollow grind, maybe. Let's compare it to that K2. I don't know if I like it more than that K2. I couldn't say that I do. But yeah, it's not a comparison to these two. I'm trying to figure out what my favorite knife is. I don't think, God, that's so smooth. Well, you can't feel it, but it feels so great. And then the Torrent, ended up liking this Lanny even more than that Warrior 2v2. So I don't know. I showed you this one because probably like the Lanny more. Just some noteworthy knives. Want to show you second and third place. You know, if I'm going to show you number one, I got to show you at least a couple of runner-ups. The Lanny. New school, old school. That's what I usually call it. Just the older look. That new materials. It's awesome. But then Liang, and I guess I did see it coming. I saw the catalog but I didn't know how good it'd be a great in hand until got it in hand, and then field duty just blew my mind. So if you say what's your favorite knife, you're gonna see this field duty no matter what. Let's say I made a 90-second video, you'd have to see the field duty. I just have to fit it in there. I couldn't. I'd have to at least show you this one. I don't know, and it was weird. It really struck me because it's no flipper tab and stuff, but you know, being that Spyderco guy, I just flicked it open, and I didn't expect to like it this much, but yeah, using this knife is just incredible. It's great in hand, is what I'm trying to say. So unexpected in the top. Well, I don't know if it's my favorite because there's some really great knives. I mean, this one, the Jack, like, I wanted this knife to be made, and then they made it. I wanted a similar design, and then they designed this almost exactly what I wanted. The Jack, just so almost perfect. If you never handled one, it's a little big. It is a little big. It's a little bit big, so I don't know if it's number one, but God, you got to see that one if you're gonna ask. What's your favorite knife? Like, look at this one. But I don't know. I mean, another runner-up, probably honorable mention maybe. That Crossroads is pretty incredible. The rounded scales and just the way it feels in hand, the way it works, everything about it. I don't know. This Crossroads blew my mind. And there's some others that are nice, but I wouldn't mention them. If somebody said, you know, what's your favorite knife, I wouldn't even bring them out. I just wanted to bring out just a couple, you know, just to show you the secondary ones. But I mean, you know, the Reate knives, they kept hitting me hard, and this K1 ended up being really good in hand, really smooth. I mean, smooth as in the spine is all rounded off and really smooth to the touch. Of course, it looks cool. And very smooth here. The finger cutout's big enough. Oh, it's really great in hand. And I don't know, sometimes I thought, well, it could be boring. Like, I don't know, maybe something crazier looks. But I don't know, this is just so good in hand. It almost feels boring. And it's just that one swoop of the blade. That looks pretty cool. So that K1 is definitely, I don't know, definitely a contender. Although I like that K2. Definitely like that K2. And where'd we go? Oh, that K. I don't know, I just have to mention them just real quick. I don't know. I just got to mention them real quick. That K3. Let's see which one we got here. K3 could be. It's awesome. So yeah, after getting the K1 and the K2, I want to try the K3, and I don't know, crazy good. The flipper tab might be better than. Yeah, the flipper tab on the K3 is better than the one on the K1. And it's great in hand. Really good in hand. Better jimping. That's a contender. Yeah, definitely contender. But I don't know. I wanted to try the K4 too real quick. And it's worth mentioning, if you say, somebody says, what's your favorite knife? To show them all four of the K-series knives. You know, maybe all at once, kind of like I'm doing now. so they can go, well, you know, well, this one's flat scales or round scales or that blade shape or this blade shape, because all four of these K knives, well, are honorable mention in what's your favorite knife type game. Yeah, definitely. Just gonna try to grab one more, if possible. Yeah, probably in this case right here. That's what happens when I don't plan things out. Just walk away for a minute. But let's check this case out. Should be favorite knife in here. Let's have a look. I'll shake the whole table up. These cases are just great. There's fun stuff to. Anyway, you understand that? That is. Do have to mention when I got this knife. Oh, Ryzen A. Could be my favorite knife. So good in hand, so cool to me. Pretty dang hard to find. And so to my astonishment, I'll admit it on camera. I'll admit it on camera, that's fine. If you're watching this long, 27 minutes into it now, if you're still watching, it's okay, I'll admit it straight to your face, I guess, so to speak. Yeah, when I opened this knife, I teared up. I cried a little bit. I cried when I opened it. There, I said it. Yeah. And I didn't expect it, but I wanted the knife pretty bad. Sought it out. Once again, it didn't take me 4 years, but it took me a long time to find the right one. I opened it and started bawling. Well, not bawling, just a few tears, but that was unexpected, so that's a contender. You know, you could say maybe that's my favorite knife. And it was the 4 years, or the one that made me cry. And I've been debating all this and debating it and realized that I have this K1 and I love using it and carrying it. Realized that, well, after that one I did seek out this other K1. I wanted the marble carbon fiber and I wanted the hand drub blade. And yeah, it is nice. So then I ended up with these, the 2K1s. This one's the satin blade and the hand drub blade. Side by side. And the marble carbon fiber and the regular carbon fiber. And, geez, really like these knives. And, well, I ended up getting a couple more. So I was thinking, man, I spent, and once again, we're not bragging here. We're just talking about our knives. And the point was, possibly, I think I spent the most money on the K1s. So there you go. This is the answer. You could stop the video now if you like, but now we'll finally look at possibly my favorite knife. Because ended up realizing I think I spent the most money on the K1s. Well, let's see why. I don't know why. Why would I spend so much money, or why would I need more than two? I already have two. Well, I like that pattern. Damascus. And I like that pattern. A Mocha 10, I like the blue, silver. And I like that knife. And, well, I saw a lot of them and passed a couple through my hands. And, well, I just had to have this one. I sought it out. I mean, I'd seen a lot of them, but that was like one of the exact versions I wanted. So now the three K1s, and all different. I mean, hand rubbed Damascus and satin and different carbon fibers. All the dream materials to me as being, well, you know, we all have the things we want. You know, mammoth tooth, or I won't say, yeah, I don't know, whatever you like, micarta or whatever you want in your knife. But some of these materials I'd been wanting for quite a while, coming, you know, from a regular knife and then getting to these, and then now these being my regular knives. I mean, I carry this one to work all the time. I'm gonna carry this one. Well, I was carrying, it wasn't in the case because I was carrying this one today. And well, I carry these ones too. So I thought, God, let's see. I got another. Okay, when I show you the Mokutai ones first, I guess, because here they come. I got this one actually before that one. I just saw that slightly purple color. I don't know if you can see the color that great in my light here, but I just slightly purple and had that Damascus pattern I really like. I know every Damascus pattern is slightly different. Some are way different, but so yeah, I got this. It's probably my first Mokutai K1 that I kept, and I couldn't part with it. Well, I sought this one out actually. I mean, I saw a picture of this one, just like a real faded picture, just super faded, and I could see the purple just barely, and I had to have it. I mean, I sought it out, you know, got it sent from another country and everything. So it happened. So I started to realize, like, the K1 could be, I should have showed them to you in the order I got them in, but they were just coming out of the case. Thinking, oh God, the K1 could really be addicted to that K1, and ended up liking this. Oh, another Mokutai one, but you can see it's just slightly different. Coloring's different. How it starts and goes. It changes all the way down. So somehow I couldn't pass this one up, and it had the hand rub blade instead of the Damascus blade, which, oh, I like the hand rub M390 blade too. So, I didn't really plan maybe on having 3 blue K1s, but then, well, there they are. 3 blue Mokutai K1s, plus the other 2. And maybe I'll switch up the order here. Just, always wanted, I did think it would be, well, I didn't plan on getting this one, but I got the opportunity, I saw it, and so to speak, and I thought, man, that'd be cool to have. So I like that marble carbon fiber and the Damascus. I think it might be the same Damascus pattern 3 times, so maybe that's my favorite Damascus pattern. We figured that out too. Could be Dropnor. I'm not sure what you call that one, but could be Dropnor. So yeah, I don't know. Getting into the Reate knives, following them. I knew the different K1s that were designed, the different color mocha ties they had, the different options, and I thought, God, I want a marble carbon fiber in Damascus. And did I need it? Nope. But I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I thought, well, you know what? Maybe I do need it, so I could just stop thinking about it. If that makes any sense. I have to admit, though, I didn't show them to you in the right order, but yeah, probably the first K1 I ever held, and David put it right in my hand, so we'll back up the story, like do a whole flip, 360 flip. I came to get this one from David, and the first knife he put in my hand was, well, it wasn't this one, but it was one of these show special K1s. And he said, oh, check this out. And, you know, I held this, one of these, for a couple minutes, and I think it blew my mind. It blew my mind so bad I didn't even buy it, is what I mean. Well, I went down there to get the K2, and then, I don't know, this was on another level I was not ready for. And, so anyway, long story long, got home and I couldn't get it out of my mind. I could not get this knife out of my mind. It was, once again, that hand rub blade on that, you know, engraved titanium. It's just so sexy to me. And I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I had to seek one out, and to my delight, I found one. You know, they might have made, I'm gonna guess, maybe 30 or 40, maybe 60 of these, 20. It's a show special, so I don't know the number. It could be, I'm gonna guess 30 to 60. But yeah, so stoked to get that one. And I needed this one, believe me. Like, did I need this one? Maybe not. Just maybe to stop thinking about it. But this one I needed because I couldn't stop thinking about it. You understand what I'm saying? I think you probably do. When I handed this back to him, I was just like, I don't know why I was. So I sought this one out and found one to my delight, and that took almost a year after I think I passed on the first one. And then one day, just one, well, I know, that's 5. And then one day I saw this, I'm just saying. One day I saw this one, and well, I never saw one before, and then I really looked at it, and I noticed, you know, it's not the same thing. And I don't know, the Damascus blade again, and I tried to ask how many of these were made, and they said maybe, they weren't sure. They said maybe 2 or 3, 2, 3. So 2 or 3. I don't know, man. 2 or 3. So I started looking at it, you know, comparing it to the one I already had. And, well, obviously, I was going to say I had to have it, but I think I needed it. I think I needed this one, or I probably wouldn't be able to live with myself after finding it, hearing there was only 3 made, and there was only 1 available, and if I'd passed on it again, like, I never would have found one. Now we're starting to see a pattern, you know. Of course, I have a couple more Manics. I have a couple more K3s, too. I think I have another K4 that I didn't show, but one of the reasons, yeah, I like the K1 is because the variety that's made. I don't say variety, it's all the same version. It's all the same steel, actually. Well, except for the Damascus, but started to think, you know, is it the most used knife? Is it that one that started it all for you? Is it that new smooth exotic piece? Is it something that really hit you hard? Unexpectedly hard? You like it more than you thought? Is it something that you spent years and years and years just trying to find? Something made by a company, designed by a person, gotten by a friend, that you'll keep forever? Is it that something that you went way out of your way to get? Could be the one you spent the most money on. Yeah, went out of your way to get. Probably gonna admit, here on camera, at this moment, here today, this Reate knives, K1, gonna be my favorite knife. Yeah, 41 minutes to find that out. I thought it might take about 21 minutes, but here we are. We got to see the knives, the runner-ups, you know, a couple of them, and we got to see, you know, the real deal on why it is my favorite knife. Man, I love to carry this one. So, it's really going to wrap it up for me. I don't have any dramatic ending or anything to it, except for drop some comments down below. Tell me your favorite knife. See if you had one of these things before. You can make a comment on them. And if you're still watching, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you next time.